What up, y'all? I'm back at it. Your girl Kendra G tripping, y'all. Kendra G is tripping. Y'all need to check this out. So we all know by now that if y'all been more, online with with keeping update with everything that's keeping updating. Kendra G went pretty much viral on the Tamara Hall show when she appeared on the Tamara Hall show on Valentine's Day, and she was just discussing, the dating singles show and the pretty much the delusional demands and the wants of women, especially Black women. So somebody made a meme of her and it went viral, and she spoke on it. Now she's trying to walk it back because the meme that was made, it was made like she said it, like she's the one that's saying it, and feels this way, and she's trying to walk it back, saying that no, it's not me. I'm just pretty much expressing the views of the many women that come on her show. But where she fucked up at is, well, we're gonna get into that. Let me go ahead and just roll footage, because where she fucked up, and which shows that no, you're really expressing how, you may be expressing some things about how the women feel, but when it came to this particular part and issue of what you said, that was you and how you really felt. Let's get into it real quick. Let me just roll this footage.
Child, listen, I have decided to do this video because I really did not realize how many unintelligent people are on the internet. This is a meme that someone created, and it's a snapshot from my Tamron Hall interview.
So peep the meme. My wig is $2,000. My lashes are $300. If I'm in your present, you should pay for this, Kendra G. Now check this out.
And I am finally gonna break down my Tamron Hall interview because so many people are reporting on it, but they're reporting on it leaving out very important factual information. Instead, they're trying to create a narrative about me that simply just isn't true.
No. They are reporting very factual information, and we're gonna get to the part of why it's very much true, because you so up there in the stratosphere these days, you got your nose so up in the air that you forgot like a pertinent key information about average people. So let me let this play, and we're gonna expose it in a minute.
Okay, hey Tamron girl. Now, first of all, I was requested by Tamron Hall herself to do this show in this episode because Tamron Hall is a Chicago media girl. I am also a Chicago media girl. I have known her for years. Let's start there. Secondly, the topic of the show was to break down popular 2025 dating trends. Myself and another young lady were there to break down different meanings behind different dating trends and styles. In advance, Tamron Hall's producer sent me a list of different topics we would discuss. It was requested that I would be prepared to break down any trend that Tamron throws at us. Actually, Tamron even tells you this on the show, you goofies. If you was watching it, take a listen.
Okay, so my team found 2025's most talked about dating trends and catchphrases. These ladies are going to break it down. I gave you some of them at the beginning of the show. So don't feel badly if you've never heard of them, because I had never heard of them either. And I didn't look them up because I want to know how you define it.
Okay, for those who might still be confused, Tamron Hall just set the tone. She is going to throw different dating trends and styles at me and the other young lady, and we will break down the definition behind that style. The first one that Tamron Hall does is called future proofing, and she asked me directly, Kendra G, to break it down. Take a listen.
All right, so listen up. State Farm was trying to charge me $197 for car insurance. No, thank you.
These ladies are going to break it down. I gave you some of them at the beginning of the show. So don't feel badly if you've never heard of them, because I had never heard of them either. And I didn't look them up because I want to know
that fake ass laugh.
How you define them. Future proofing.
Yes.
Kendra.
Oh, you got to have a job. You have to have an ambition that's going to go somewhere for sure. I want to see W-2 forms. I want to see success records. I want to meet your mama. I want to know where you live. Is it in your name? Isn't it? I need to see the lease, because sometimes
Kendra, I'm not good enough to date. If I were, let me tell you, because we're talking about it from the female gaze to the male. I'm just talking in general. If I had gone on a date with someone.
First of all, before we even get to the to what the words of the meme actually said, far as my wig is $2,000 and my lashes $300. The stuff she just said, as far as I need to see your W-2s, I need to see your lease statements or mortgage papers, is it even in your name? No female, we've seen this, well, at least I've seen it so hundreds of times. I've seen thousands of women come up there and ask for the most delusional standards. But we have never seen a female ask this, state that they want to see W-2 statements, or if they need to see if the property is your name. But we know why you're saying that now, Kendra G. Is it because of that scammer Nigeria boyfriend that you had that was scamming people? So, being that blew up in your face and went viral on the internet, now this is definitely your personal views, because there's no woman that has ever come on your show saying that they want to see W-2s, they want to see if the property's in your name, is, what I'm saying, that type of nature. But now this is all stemming because we now just found out, the world just found out that you were actually dating a Nigerian scammer boyfriend. Just want to throw that in there, but let's get to the real part.
With someone, and they started asking me about my W-2s and my bank account, they would have been seeing the gas come out of the pipes of my car.
Yes.
Because that's too, I'm intimidated now.
Well, because women are tired of wasting their time. I'm talking from the woman's perspective.
Yeah.
So they're like, I don't want to make you be already made. I don't got clay. I'm not magic.
But guys don't want that either. They don't want to make us.
Well, true, but the thing with guys,
and they don't want a broke lady.
Well, no, I don't know though. Some men.
Guys, I'm speaking. I'm just speaking because I heard you say it.
I don't think men want a broke lady, but they also don't want a lady that's going to be too expensive. Wigs is $2,000, lashes is $300.
Okay,
shoes is $1,000.
Are you easing into high maintenance?
Yes. Well, I think that yeah.
That's a key point. Are you easing into high maintenance? I'm glad she asked that right after you said those things, because you just said wigs are $2,000, eyelashes are $300. What was it? She said something else was $1,000. What was that? What was the other thing she said was $1,000? Hold on, real quick.
Okay, are you
shoes are $1,000? But Kendra G, who's spending $2,000 on wigs? Only rich women can afford wigs. You definitely are balling because you spending $2,000 on wigs. Yo, I used to mess with a girl who made close to $100,000 per year. I think she was right close to that, like 92 and some change. She didn't even spend $2,000 on wigs. Like, I think the most expensive wig that she ever bought was about $300, and even she was complaining about that. So, like, the average woman is not spending $2,000 on a wig. Like, you got to be seriously balling to constantly spend $2,000 per wig. You know what I'm saying? Like, you expose yourself because, like, I mean, we as men know this as all to be fat. And like the girl I was messing with, that 300, she right, that was pushing it, because before I was messing with her, like the average girls who I was messing with, they weren't spending barely spending $100 on wigs. Like, they was buying the cheap wigs. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, Kendra, come on, man. Like, there's no way you can be able to walk this back trying to defend, like, you just speaking from the most of the women's perspective to come on your show. No. These sound like your personal feelings on how you feel on what the man should do, and when it comes to you and your dating preferences and spending money on whatever type of needs that you want met. Let's continue.
Easing into high maintenance.
Yes. Well, I think that yeah. That's real high.
And you're owning. So 2025 people are owning the high maintenance.
Well, women feel like this is what I do for myself. So a man has to be able to do the same or more.
Why can't you keep doing it for yourself?
I agree with you, Tamron, but they're like, why if you here? If a man is here, why am I?
But you're not here for my wigs.
But they're feeling like this. Okay, I'm showing up for you. I'm giving you my energy. I am in your presence. You should pay for this. Now, I'm not saying I agree with
controversial. This is getting spicy.
I don't know, Kendra G. You keep trying to put it off on your audience, and you keep trying to express that that's how they feel. And I'm going to give you the benefit of doubt, because you've had numerous of callers. You've had by now thousands of women who come on your show. And yes, you do have a collective broader, perspective as to where they're coming from. So you can answer Tamron Hall's questions, very quickly and rapidly. But the most of this just seems like this is your personal feelings. This is your personal standards and how you really, truly, deeply feel. But you low-key keep trying to pass it on as your female callers, and this is what they're feeling. yes, it seems like it's a mixture of it, but I believe most of the part is on how you feel, because there's no average women spending $2,000 on wigs. There's no average women spending $300 on lashes. There's no average woman spending $1,000 on shoes. These are chicks who are really balling like that.
Tamron, because
don't back up now, Kendra. We got some groans, we got some applause, we got some moans. Alana's coming back with us. I didn't know the Valentine's Day was going to get this hot. We'll be right back.
Okay, so this is the part of the interview that got the internet in a chokehold, child. So a couple things. First of all, I was explaining what future proofing is for the woman that walks that way, okay? I was not talking from the Kendra G perspective. Listen, brokies, I don't ask men to take care of my wigs and my makeup and my lashes. I know most of y'all men can't afford it, okay? Let's just have the heart-to-heart conversation. So no, I am very...
There you go again, Kendra G. You saying most of the men that can't afford it, and that remains to be seen. You may be right, you may not be right about that. But we know the woman that you're not going to mess with a man who's not really making about how much you're making or more. So why would you even bring that up? You wouldn't even look a dude's way if he's not matching what you making or more. So like, that's what I'm saying. You just so disingenuous. So we know that's bullshit. It's like you trying to walk this whole video back, but it's making you look worse, because any sane, competent individual could tell that you just lying through your teeth, because it's not you. It don't add up. We know your lifestyle. We know the type of lifestyle that you want, and we know the type of money and the lifestyle that your man or the man that you want has to live for him to be able to obtain you. So you need to stop the cap. Stop the cap, Kendra.
Very proud to say that I am a woman that can take care of herself proudly and has always, and I am happy that I can do so. If you watch this interview, you know I'm not talking from the first person category. I say they. There's a moment when Tamron even says, why can't you continue to pay for your own wigs? I literally say, I agree with you, Tamron. Women feel like this is what I do for myself, so a man has to be able to do the same or more.
Why can't you keep doing it for yourself?
I agree with you, Tamron, but they're like, why? If you, but I'm with you, Tamron, because I feel like I got my own money.
Don't back up now, Kendra.
So are we clear, people? Kendra G was not talking about herself in this moment. I want to break down further the moment when Tamron Hall said, well, a man doesn't want a broke woman either. So they're like, I don't want to make you be already made. I don't got clay. I'm not magic.
But guys don't want that either. They don't want to make us.
Well, true. But the thing with guys...
And they don't want a broke lady.
Well, no, I don't know though. Some men...
Guys, I'm speaking...
See, I had to take a pause because that actually isn't all the way true. There are some men who truly desire a woman who does not make that much money, because if she doesn't, they can control her. There are men who have literally said, I want to date women who are in poverty-stricken situations because I can control her. She can afford to leave me. She can't afford to talk back to me. These are things that men have said out of their own mouth. If you don't believe me, take a listen for yourself.
Here's another how-to video if your dreams are bigger than your funds and you don't know what to do.
Curious to know this. You keep mentioning women in poverty. Why? Like, what's your...
Well, I'm older now. I'm not as young as I used to be. So, women in poverty, I can control.
Man, look, Kendra, you wild and wrong for this. You gonna post a clip of Corey Holcomb trying to prove a point, and I bet this is gonna be the only clip that you post, because yes, men have felt like that, but Corey Holcomb, he's a real nigga. He's the only person who's probably really said this publicly. I guarantee you this is going to only be the only clip of a dude admitting that he'd rather mess with a chick, struck into poverty. And Corey Holcomb is a comedian. He halfway be joking and playing around. I mean, he be serious, but he does it in a joking way. So it's just very disingenuous, again, for you to use a clip of Corey Holcomb. I mean, it would better suit your argument if you used a clip of someone who was, of a more serious nature, not a comedian. Of all people you choose to prove your point, you're going to use a comedian. You couldn't use an outstanding man like 50 Cent or Cam Newton himself, someone who's not a comedian. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just doing you just doing poorly and trying to defend your argument, Kendra. You funny as fuck, girl.
Control them better. A girl who can't afford to say, fuck you, Corey, I'm gone. She just can't afford to do it. So I take advantage of that. Now, that might be wrong, but her poverty and my needs, most of the time, it even out. I don't really need a lot of their time. And they don't tell me to fuck off because they know when I come over, their children can get some
hold up, god damn,
some outlet Jordans. Girls in poverty, because they have a deficiency. Poverty is a deficiency out here in America. I can fix your little deficiency if you do what I want you to do. I think it's an even exchange.
Ooh, the tea. Another part of the
Kendra, I mean, man, you so foul. Like you had to find a clip of Corey Holcomb saying this. Like this would probably be the only clip of a dude of Corey's status, of Corey Holcomb's status or higher that you'll be able to find. I mean, you can find Irishmen on YouTube saying this all day, but I bet you won't find no men who's making Corey's money or your money above saying this publicly. But you had to go find a comedian of all people. You couldn't find somebody who's balling like a doctor, even a professional athlete or a rapper. Like, can you even find a rapper to say this publicly? I mean, you probably could. I mean, we talking about rappers, but like, you so disingenuous, Kendra. Like you couldn't get nobody that we can actually respect their opinion when it comes to serious topics. I respect Corey, but he's a comedian, so it's just wrong for you to use a comedian's clip to prove a point.
The Tamron Hall interview I want to break down is when I mentioned I had a roster. Ooh, this one really got y'all upset. Take a look.
No, girl, trust us. We was not tripping about you saying you have a roster. Nobody was tripping at that. We was making fun of it or laughing at it more than anything, simply because you 45, pushing 50, and you making it seem like you having a roster is like you want to be a man so bad. That's what it is. You making it seem like having a roster on the show was like you was flexing, like you was stunting with it. Yeah, let me let this play because you did make it seem like having a roster like you was flexing when a woman having a roster is actually a bad thing in a man's eyes. But let me let this play because you was flexing and tapping your shoulders when you said that shit.
Kendra, thousands and thousands of people call you.
Yes.
They want to be on the show.
Yes.
They want your advice, but you're single.
That's right, girl, and loving it. Now, you know, I was in a relationship last year, but this is my single season, and I love it. And single does not mean lonely. Single means nobody can't claim me.
Right.
And I got a roster. If you want to join the team, where the camera at, Cameron? Hit me up on Instagram, Kendra G Media. We got space for one. We got space
Because
for
I
one.
love that thing too, but just because you're not in a relationship doesn't mean you're not dating.
No.
And that can be your season where you're exploring yourself and what's on the landscape.
Oh, that clip got y'all so upset. Y'all got
No, we was not upset. Kendra, you tripping. I mean, first of all, when a man says he has a roster and the difference between when a woman says she has a roster is two different things. When a man says he has a roster, trust and believe he's smashing that roster. So if it's the same thing for you, that means you're smashing all of the people that you fucking with. Hold on, give me a second.
I got me out here as a hoe and everything. First of all, let me break down what a roster is. A roster means I'm dating. I'm not in a relationship. Not one man gets all of my time. Secondly, guess what? I'm not having sex with none of them. Sure not. I'm able to have amazing dates, actually, because there's amazing men that just want to be in my presence, and sex is not a requirement. And I encourage all women to date. If you are not in a relationship, date. You can have the time of your life. Life is amazing over here. But I want to bring.
Man, look, it's about 9 minutes. It's about 9 minutes, 6 minutes after this. I may have to come back and do this, y'all, because somebody just popped up on my door. But yeah, this is why I can't do this full time, because I always got shit like this happening. So I may come back and do a part 2 because this shit is kind of good and interesting. But like, comment, subscribe. I'm out. Peace.